What is going on, YouTube? So coming back today with what might be my last preview of the day, and that is the Washington Wizards. So a team that was kind of disappointing in 2016, finished 10th in the East, 41-41. They were expected to do, at least my personal expectations were like a 4th or a 5th seed in the East after having two pretty good seasons before that. But anyway, let's start off with the two X factors. First one is staying healthy. I'm mainly looking at Bradley Beal when I say this. Gets a fat contract after this offseason. What was it, like 5 years, $138 million or something like that? It was in that ballpark. It's something that, it's good that they could re-sign, or that they could re-sign a very good player when healthy, but, he doesn't seem like he's really healthy that much anymore. Only played 55 games last year, only started 35 games. Coming off 63 games played, 59 started in 2014, 2015. So if he can stay, maybe play at least like 60, 70 games this year. Like I said, give some continuity at the two for the Wizards. That'd be a big thing. And John Wall, even to some degree, has had a little bit of injury troubles the last 2 years. Not too much, though. He's been healthy pretty sure he's been healthy for the most part. I'll look at that in a second, though. Second key factor is wing play. Now, again, I know this sounds like a simple thing for most teams since wing play is so big for every team, but it's just something that I feel like the Wizards just haven't had in the last couple of years. It's been their biggest weakness pretty much overall. I believe they're with their 2013 third overall pick. Otto Porter, granted, he has the best season he's had so far last year, but still not very good. Average, he was okay, averaging around 12 points per game. He shot well, about 47% from the field, about 37% from three. Improving, which is good. We'll see how well that does long term. I think that I'll get to it a little bit later with Kelly Oubre, but I really think it's time for him to step up and show the potential he showed out of high school even. So key players for the Washington Wizards. First one's the obvious one, the star of the team. That's John Wall. My opinion, a top 5 point guard in the NBA. The dude's an absolute boss in transition. He's hard to stop off the drive. He's a respectable player on defense. Really, only thing he doesn't have is an outside shot. And even then, he was a 35% outside shooter in 2015, 2016. How many did he attempt? Yeah, he was actually a pretty good outside shooter last year for the first time really ever. 13, 14, he did all right. This is a guy that's a career 31, 32% three-point shooter, so good to see that improvement. But averaged a career high in points per game last year, very close to 20 points per game, and then also career high in assists with 10.25. So, again, in my opinion, like I said, a top 10, and maybe I don't know about a top 10 player, but top 5 point guard at least. Next key player, Bradley Beal. Already mentioned him earlier. This is a guy that's very capable of getting 18 to 20 points per game when healthy, forming one of the best backcourts in the league between him and John Wall. And again, that's just the biggest thing. Stay healthy for an entire season. They did a weird interview this offseason talking about how they didn't they don't really get along when they play on the court or off the court or something like that. It doesn't sound like they're great friends off the court, but anyway, I don't think that really matters too much. But, you got the new contract. Prove that you deserve it. That's my whole thing about Bradley Beal. Next key player, Kelly Oubre. Like I said, Otto Porter had a decent season last year, fit his role decently. But at the same time, I think this team needs a better player at the 3. Kelly Oubre was the 16th overall pick or something. Sorry about kicking that. The 16th overall pick or something like that 2 years ago. And, this guy just had massive potential coming out of high school. And, he's got the athleticism to be one of the better wings in the NBA. Looked like he might be able to have the shooting talent. He's just not consistent. It's going to be kind of hard to overtake Otto Porter. Like I said, he didn't play bad last year by any stretch of the mind. He was still an efficient player. So, for me, Oubre, take that starting spot. You've done well. All right. Record last season, 41-41. Like I said, very disappointing. This was a team that a lot of people expected to be in the realm of 50 wins. And It just didn't happen. It seemed like you were waiting for it the entire season to happen, and you just were waiting. Worst case scenario for me is bottom 5 in the East, a top 10 pick, which that would be tough, man. If there was that much regression, probably end up seeing some changes in Washington, but cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. Best case scenario for me is 3rd seed and then lost in the 2nd round. This is a team that also hasn't gotten over the hump in the playoffs yet when they were there. The closest I ever think what was it? Like second round against the Pacers, I think was the closest they ever got to the championship. What was that, 2-3 years ago? Even longer than that, maybe 3 years ago. But best case, like I said, that's best case scenario for me. My overall record prediction for them is 42-40. I think they're going to be on the verge again of making the playoffs, not making the playoffs, 8th to 9th seed. I think they're going to be in the realm of that, or realm with the Bulls, Hornets, where maybe not on the outside looking in, but fighting for that 8th spot. Like I said, at this point, I mean, I'll pretty much tell you guys, if you've watched the videos, you know, in some form or shape, this is kind of what I had. I had the Cavs as the 1. Excuse me. Raps or the Celtics at the 2 and the 3. Mix those in. Pacers at the 4, and then like the Pistons at the 5. You know, the Pistons for me were between the 5 and the 6. Let me go back and find my my overall preview page so I can get this together. Around the Pistons at the 5 or the 6. And then, like I said, the Hawks and Knicks in that same area. I'd say the Knicks, Hawks, and Pistons in that area around 5 to 7. And then, like I said, the Hornets, Hawks, and Wizards kind of duking it out for that final spot at 8. Okay, well, that was enough to cover in this video. But like I said, that's pretty much it for today, or for previews for today. Previews for today were rather long. I guess I got a little talkative. But anyway, that's pretty much it. See ya.